You now commence forth from Newton to a much bigger world. Commencement means a beginning or a new start. All the collective moments that you have spent at the Academy lead us to this moment here tonight. The commitments of the class of 24. But before we begin, and you begin your start anew, you must always remember where you came from, your humble start at Newman. Please understand it's only by the grace of God that you stand before us today. Always remember who you are is a byproduct of the time, love, and dedication that has been so carefully placed before you from your coaches, parents, grandparents, teachers, staff, priests, and anyone who has ever said a prayer for you or helped you on your path. This list is certainly long. I call this list the Newton community or the Newton way of life. The Newton way of life is something much different than your standard school community. Your parents realized this and have made every sacrifice possible to ensure that you sit where you sit today. Through their sacrifices, the sacrifices made by your parents, and the excellence of the Newton community, I could heartfully say that you, the class of 24, embody our mission. Mr. and Mrs. Newton's mission was to create a school which would form soldiers in the army of God. Romans chapter 13, verse 12 reads, "Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light." Light is used to symbolize God, faith, and the path of truth. Watching the very light of God pour forth from you throughout the years has given me hope. You have given us, all of us here today, hope. That was the dream of Mr. and Mrs. Newton, to send forth students sparked with God's light, illuminating awe in their path, becoming hope. The legacy lives on. It always has continued through our students and families, but most importantly through our alumni, our Newton soldiers. And now we add a wonderfully fresh group, the class of 24. To carry out this legacy, to bring light to the world, you are ready for the task that lies before you, to bring God's light to all who will listen, to be an example of truth. You have been tasked with upholding and protecting our church. You have been given our future, class of 24. You now enter a time in your life where you'll be under great pressure to be like everybody else, to fit in, to be what the world thinks you should be. There are many elements in which you shall now do battle with that will try to separate you from God. Remember on our class trip in the 16th President's Tomb, I called you back to read President Lincoln's farewell speech to Springfield. Remember, I was paying a neck, I couldn't say, get in here and read this thing. President Lincoln's farewell speech, he is quoted, "I now leave, not knowing when or whether ever I may return, with a task before me greater than which rested on Washington. Without the assistance of that divine being, whoever attended him, I cannot succeed. With the assistance, I cannot fail." Wow. With that assistance, I can't fail. You see, Lincoln knew that without God, he would fail. But with God's help, he couldn't fail. He knew to never separate himself from God. Class of 24, whatever comes your way, never allow yourself to be separated from God. Always find shelter in him. As long as I remember, here in America, it's been pretty easy to call yourself Christian, to speak of God, to be good. But that seems like it's starting to change. The very fabric of truth is now under attack. We need our Newton soldiers who will carry God's light, who will provide hope. Graduates, people can't disillusion you, governments can't silence you, and the powers of hell can't harm you. Because what you have inside of you, God, is greater than any other element or force within or outside of the universe. Class of 24, never forget you are and always will be a crusader. A crusader's character always remains constant. In times of difficulty, when we are truly on our knees, the crusader turns towards God, stands taller, shines brighter. We are not concerned with who is with us as long as we are with God. Because with God, all things are possible. All right, sorry I'm so long-winded, but you know at Noonan we're always trying to get your money's worth. So I'm going to close with a poem. I love this poem. From Mother Teresa and a final thought. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyways. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyways. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyways. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyways. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyways. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyways. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyways. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have anyways. Finally, graduates, my final thoughts. The true test of a man or woman's character is what he or she does when no one is watching. So remember to pay attention to what you do, especially when no one is watching. Always know, God created you in His image. You are so special, so wonderfully unique. You are awesome. God bless you, class of 24. Finally, let's give them again a big round of applause.